I'm Cindy Brown, and let's queer up lesbian and queer women. Fear of violence drives gun ownership rise among queer women. More queer women, particularly lesbians, are choosing to own firearms, citing fears of political hostility and violence linked to the MAGA movement. The conversation has been amplified by pop culture. The Hunting Wives, starring Brittany Snow and Malin Akerman, portrays gun-toting women in a fictional Texas town. The series, released last year, drew criticism for being outrageous and provocative. Real-world events, however, are driving deeper concerns. Last month, tragedy struck when Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old mother, wife, and U.S. citizen, was shot and killed in Minnesota by an immigration and customs enforcement agent. The incident sparked protests and conflicting responses from lawmakers. Writing for Slate, journalist Christina Cauterucci observed, quote, "Some queer friends are learning to handle firearms, or purchasing new weapons, or researching rifles for defense. Together, we talk through worst-case scenarios that would have seemed fantastical just months ago, imagining ourselves into a million futures that seem possible and unthinkable in equal measures," end quote. Reports from the Guardian and NPR indicate similar trends among LGBTQ Americans. Yet advocates warn that increased gun ownership is sometimes weaponized rhetorically, as seen in debates surrounding the death of Alex Pretti, where his firearm ownership became a point of political controversy. Now, I can see how, especially women, are feeling that they need to have guns to protect themselves. I've thought about it. Someone would take it away and use it on me so quickly. I don't think I would be a gun owner. But there is definitely concern. Sure. And there is reason to potentially
100%
buy a firearm. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if there's going to be another civil war. Yeah. But we do know that a lot of folks that do not share our values are major gun owners. Sure. And, you know, people are at risk.
You know, I don't feel very comfortable when men have these big guns, but when a lesbian has a gun, for some reason, and I might be making a generalization, but I do have to say when a lesbian has a gun, I feel safe. I feel like lesbians, by and large, come prepared when I go camping, when I'm out in nature. That's right. They are stronger than the men. They are more able, they are more agile, and they think things through a little bit better than the men do.
Yes, I too would feel safer living in a world of pistol packing, post-menopausal lesbians.
I love that.
Give them guns!
Yeah, absolutely. You know, from a spiritual perspective, and since we're here with Darrell, I do want to say, from an Eastern philosophy, like with the Tao Te Ching, it says that when you own a weapon, it's because you want to use that weapon. So there's no point where people say, at least in my understanding, that I'm just going to use this for self-defense. And maybe that is what they are going to use it for. But when you own a gun or you own any kind of a weapon, it's because in the back of your mind, you project yourself using it. Yeah. And I think that creates a cycle of violence. I think just owning a gun prepares you to use that gun.
I'm not at all prepared to challenge Lao Tzu, but I mean, he was pretty wise. But and I don't know that just having it means that you want to use it, but I do know, and I've heard this from gun owners, you shouldn't have it if you're not willing to use it, which is why I couldn't do it, because I can't imagine me doing that.
That's probably the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm not super judgy. I used to be even judgy about people who did it, but now when people are at risk, I'm like, okay, maybe you've got a point, but I couldn't do it. But that's just about me.
I wouldn't want to live in my little apartment. I wouldn't want to live with a gun in my apartment.
Yeah, me either.
Not because I not because I'm afraid it's going to shoot me without me using it, but because I feel as though I'm living with an energetic object that is meant to take a life.
Right.
And it's, you know.
What's that famous theater quote? If there's a gun in the first act, and it goes off, it has to go off in the second.
Oh, yeah, on stage. I thought you meant in the audience.
No, no.
Well,
It's true. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.